My vision has changed now for Hive. We want to become listed around the world of trade 24/7.
For anybody who's just tuning in, pulls up the Hive chart and they say, it's too bad I missed the rally, you'd answer back, not even close. My name is Jay Martin. I am an investor and the CEO of Cambridge House. Now, everything I do on this channel is done in the pursuit of improving my portfolio. Let's do it.
What I love to do is introduce the right people to the right people.
I assemble the smartest people I can think of or reach out to carry that conversation, and that's exactly what I've done today.
Please give my panel a round of applause. Welcome.
Okay, my next guest is the CEO of US Global Investors, one of my favorite people, Mr. Frank Holmes. Enjoy. Okay, now I do want to pivot. I know I said I'd stick to one topic, but I lied. There's some other stuff I want to talk to you about, and it's the crypto market, Frank. I want to get your thoughts because I'm getting a ton of inquiries right now via the newsletter and on the YouTube channel. And people are asking me that have no experience in the crypto market how they should invest in Bitcoin. Now, I share my strategy, and I've seen this rodeo before. You've been at my events. I ran technology conferences in Vancouver and Toronto during that, that crazy rally, 2016 through 2017. And from September 2017 to January 2018, I couldn't find enough crypto related deal flow for my audience. There were literally people tearing down the curtain to get in the speaker hall if we had any blockchain related content. But the difference between then and this price appreciation we're seeing now, from my perspective, is that back then it was driven by retail. It was driven by speculation. And it was kind of like bandwagon fans in a stadium of a winning team, right? They're not long-term fans. They're not there when times are bad. They're there when times are good, right? And as soon as the price began to correct a little bit, they stampeded out of that stadium remarkably fast. The difference this time is that there's a lot of conservative, long-term, patient, smart money building this foundation in the crypto market right now. And I see that as a lot more stable. It's convinced me to continue dollar costing into my Bitcoin holding. The way I play it is I dollar cost average into Bitcoin, Ethereum, but my biggest position, as you know, is in Hive Blockchain, which has done very well for me. So what's your take right now, Frank? I know you've got a front seat to this market. What are you seeing, and what do you have to say to investors that say, yeah, but what about January 2018 when the market fell?
Well, I used to get teased for having a gold cup, and now it's a Bitcoin.
Right.
I think that it's a little trend. As you're a YEOer and I'm a YPOer, every year I go to Harvard for a week, and I love it. I'm a kid, and there's 150 of us from 80 countries around the world, and we have to live in dorms and practice case studies and read and discussion. And going back 3 years ago, about 10%, 15% was digital. And then 2 years ago, it grew to about 20%. This year, it was pushing over 35%. Bitcoin, crypto, blockchain, applications. And so the median age of my peers that go there are older than me. They're like 70 years old. And that's actually young because Buffett's 90. And they're all going to the gym every morning, and they're just high activity mind people. And I find it really interesting that Harvard and the growth and the interest in crypto has been growing, as you said. It's changed, and it's becoming more institutionalized. I think that the bottom in that winter, that crash of 2008, it bottomed almost the same time the Golden Cross took place in gold. Golden Cross was at your event. I mentioned when I was speaking in January of 2019.
Yeah.
Bitcoin bottomed just around that time when you had the stable coin come up by JP Morgan, and they stopped all their trash talk about Bitcoin's bad, et cetera, and because they're now in the crypto space with that stable coin. And that was the bottom. You had a big rally, then the Libra came out, and then it went up to 14,000, and then every central bank around the world started trash talking Facebook, and all of a sudden it went right back down to 6. But that winter, they call it, was over. And during that bounce and that crash, and that sort of big crash, bounce, correction, and then this climb now has been very steady until the halving that took place So just think if they have the gold supply, 100 million ounces of gold a year come out, it's gone to 50 million. That's the annual supply. What do you think that would do to the price of gold? 10,000 bid? I mean, that would just be so fast.
Quickly.
If they have the supply of copper tomorrow, what would that do? So you saw the last time they had this halving that it doesn't happen right away. There's always negative stories and etc. But the wallets continue to grow. The institutional interest continued to grow during this sort of lockdown of the world, in the schizophrenic world that we're living in right now. And as that grew, all of a sudden new things start to grow. And this thing called DeFi, decentralized finance, very creative, like the ICO market that drove Ethereum from 300 when we first launched Hive in 2017 to almost 1,500. That was in the backbone because all those ICOs, initial coin offerings, were in the backbone of the Ethereum model. So as they were successfully needing more Ethereum, it drove it. They crashed and burned. That took Ethereum down. And now all of a sudden we see Ethereum is going back and it's climbing. And a big part of this new interest was Ethereum 2.0 launched last week. And that's taking 1% of the supply out right away, the creation of proof of stake, which is going to take many years before proof of work has gone away, but it's taking supply out. And it's not abrupt like Bitcoin was 50% halving. And you also had this growth in DeFi throughout the summer, where people would say, I'll turn in my Ethereum, and then they'll do Ethereum lending against someone else that wants to short Ethereum, whatever the trade is, and they pay you back Ethereum coins. It's like the securities market, but there's no cash touching. It's all done in crypto. And that boom, well, that boom is on the backbone of Ethereum. So Ethereum comes off the $100 level and starts screeching up to about 300, falls back to 130, 125, and then bang, steady climb up since the halving of Bitcoin. And so we're in a different scenario. If you look where Bitcoin is today, Ethereum can double from here. Ethereum doubles from here. Hive makes a lot of money. And I was so happy, Jay, when I took on the responsibility as the CEO and having this battle with a proxy battle, cleaning the company up. Well, the first real quarter we ever had was just us running the business, and basically three of us. It came out this summer, and we made $9 million. So if we can maintain that level, that's very, very profitable business. Right now, there's a big scramble, and we're doing as fast as we can to upgrade all of our chips, because what's going to happen, like a halving, is that the memory chip to process Ethereum blockchain has to grow. And after December 31st, the 4 gigabyte chip will start to quickly erode, that by the end of February, it's useless. It's worth nothing. It's just, you have to use that chip for some other piece of AI information. But we've been spending all this money and time on upgrading to the 4 gigabyte and from the 4 to the 8. So we're sending chips over to China, getting replaced, coming back. Our size is like 1 million chips, over 100,000, 20,000 cards you have to redo. So we're halfway there, I think, about now, and we're doing this fast track process to get up to 80% in January. And our new chips, in fact, are so more powerful. So we'll be back to where we were. And what we think is going to happen is that the difficulty, the profit margin is going to expand in Ethereum, because most of the world's been mining on 4 gigabyte. They don't have the money. They didn't spend the money like we had on the 8. So that means we're going to get a bigger market share. And this makes me feel really bullish about the future of Hive. And we're the only crypto company that's mining that gives you both Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we never stop narrating the story. And there was a great Motley Fool story of that we've become the proxy for stock traders that want to get into Bitcoin and Ethereum, but they're afraid to open up an account. So they use us as the proxy. We're correlating over 95%. And we're up over 1,200% this year.
Yeah. Okay, well, that helped answer my next question, which was, for anybody who's just tuning in, pulls up the Hive chart and they say, it's too bad I missed the rally. You'd answer back, not even close.
No. I mean, when we went out, and remember, this company exploded from 30-cent financing to up to $1 billion market cap. When we raised that $200 million and we thank the institutions that support that vision and we deployed the capital, the run rate when Bitcoin's 20,000, Ethereum's 1,500, we, based on the performance, would do 300 million in revenue. That's huge. Well, right now it's running 60 million run rate. Well, it can easily, Ethereum does doubles, like I think it's way underrated versus the Bitcoin. Then we can quickly get back up to that scale. My vision has changed now for a Hive. That is, we want to become listed around the world of trade 24/7. But B, we're trying to buy our own facilities. So we made a bid for buying GPU-1, which is a 50 megawatt operation in New Brunswick. Great team. I need better people. I need great, real, because we've been doing this by outsourcing everything. Now to take it to the next level. And then this time next year to get up to 1,000 petahash of Bitcoin mining, but be the leader in Ethereum along with Bitcoin, being a steady player, that I think there's huge, much more upside.
Okay. Look, Frank, I really appreciate your time. It's fascinating just hearing you talk about how you're building Hive Blockchain and how hands-on you are. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, how on earth do you find the time between, looking at the hash rate beside you, the JETS ETF, the Go Gold ETF, US Global Investors Funds, Hive Blockchain, and I know it doesn't end there. It's remarkable and very inspiring. So thanks again for coming back on the show. It's always awesome catching up with you.
Well, Jay, you just remember, surround yourself with great people and great things happen with you. They're the ones that help me so much.
I appreciate that. And you've got an excellent team. Every time I talk to somebody on your team, I always have a very pleasant experience. So congrats to the culture you're obviously building over there.